All right, guys, it is Lifting Titan here with We Are Realms Gaming for a Let's Code on HTML. Excited to be doing this. I had some HTML in high school as well as CSS, and then I'm in Web Design 1 right now over at Red Rocks Community College. So, per usual, guys, here is my GitHub, github.com. MD Susco is the username. Feel free to hit me up on here. And I'm also going to mention the w3.org resource for anything HTML. And I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code, which I know you can use for pretty much any coding language, but for HTML, it kind of makes it a little bit better. You guys can go ahead and download it on your own time. Let's go ahead and make a new file. We will name it index.html. And here we go. So the first thing that I'm going to go over is kind of what HTML is and how it works. It was originally created to share science documents and stuff, which is why there are headers to make, what's important, what's not. Everything is separated by tags. So for instance, HTML, and it is going to be closed with a /HTML. That is going to be everything that we do in HTML. Let's go ahead and do a doc type first, so the web browser knows what it is. Let's make sure it says HTML5. We are then going to do a title tag. And I will go ahead and leave that blank. This is just the basic document setup. And then the header. And then I actually have a typo. And then we are going to do HTML. Oops. And HTML. Let me double check this with, it says it's been a while since I've done this. Let me double check with what I did in class. Okay, so I had it backwards. So let's go ahead and redo that then. Let's have HTML first, which is what I thought it was supposed to be. And then it's going to be head. Then we're going to add title. And then we are also going to add a style, which I will go over in probably this video, potentially. We'll see. And then we are also going to go ahead and close the heading, and then we're going to have a body tag, which is going to tell the browser that it is the body. And that is going to be it. So that is how you guys are going to set up. Let me zoom in on this. That is how you guys are going to set up every single document that you have in HTML. That is the basics. So I'm going to go ahead and go over each tag. The HTML is going to let you know that it is part of the HTML language for the web page. Your head, that is going to be basically anything you need on the web browser, whether that is the title, which is what's going to appear in your tabs and your style sheets. You're then going to close out the header, then you're going to have a body tag, which is going to be anything in your body. So let's go ahead and save that, Control S, and let's go ahead for the title. Let's do my first web page. Go ahead and save it. And then in the body here, let's do the header 1 tag. And let's type hello world, whoops, exclamation point, and save. And then let's go ahead and we are going to open this in a web browser. And as you guys see, here it is. So if you check in the web browser, we did the title tag, which is my first web page. And then the header 1 said hello world. Let's go back to VS Code. Let's go ahead and add some basic text. So the tag for that is going to be P, which is paragraph. This is my first web page, exclamation point. We can go ahead and save it. If we go back to Microsoft Edge and just refresh the page, there you go. So that is going to be very, very basic. Let's go ahead and add a header 2 tag so you guys can see what that looks like, and we will do about me. Let's do a header 3 tag. We can do that contact info. Go ahead and save it, and then if we reload the web browser again, there it is, and I always do that when I capitalize things. Let's go back and change that. All right. So that is going to be very, very basic HTML. So how do we get, this basic page kind of looking like the one I did for class? Let me go ahead and reveal in File Explorer. Let's go ahead and open that. So how do you go from this to something like this? That is what is called CSS, which I am cascading style sheets. I was right. And so in this tutorial, guys, we're kind of going to go through how to do something like that. So first things first, let's go ahead and kind of talk about what we can do for how we tell the web browser how to do a CSS. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to change the style tag to include type text /CSS. So we will go ahead and press enter. All right, so that is going to let the web browser know that the following data that we are putting in is going to be for style. And I'm going to basically just copy. I'm going to just copy this first 2, so I have it and I will explain it. Okie dokie. So here we go. So what this is, and I am in C++, so I know you are not supposed to have this much white space, but I'm going to do it just to make it easier to read. So HTML, that says that for the main HTML header and tag, the background color is going to be white. Now, in Visual Studio Code, you are going to see that if you hover over it, you can actually change the color straight in here. What I like to do, though, is I like to go to color.adobe.com, which is a great resource if you guys have never used it before. Absolutely love this website. It is great. And for the process of this exercise, I want you guys to kind of go on here and kind of just choose a color scheme that you think you really like. I'm actually really liking this one of Greece, so we will go in here. Oh, that's okay. That's weird. That's fine. We will click on it. There we go. So we will click on it. Northern Lights Beach, and what you guys can see is you have these colors here, which are in hexadecimal. And you can go ahead and copy those. So for the background color of our page, I really like this blue, so I will copy it. Let's go back into VS Code. Make sure that you delete all of that. Paste it. Save it. Let's go back to your first web page, reload it, and there we go. Now, since it did have the other coding from my other assignment in here, it went ahead and changed all of that, which is fine. So that is going to be the main background color of the web page. Now for the body, so it's telling the web browser now for the body, which is going to be everything in there, what background to choose. So let's go back to this, and I think I like that teal, so let's copy that. Go back in here. Save it. Make sure it changed. And there we go. So we just changed the background color. We also I also have a tag in here that is going to set the width. So that's saying to set the width of the background to 800 pixels. So you could change this to whatever you want. So let's say I want it to be 600 pixels. Press save, go back to your web browser, reload, and now it's narrower. So you guys can go ahead and fool around with that part. Now we're going to deal with the header. And for the header, I actually want it to, header 1, I just want it to be white. So you can also go in here and just type white, and it will do it. And then the font size here is going to be in pixels as well. So go ahead and fool around with that setting. It can be whatever you guys want. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger at 34 pixels. Go back in the web browser, refresh, perfect. But let's go ahead and change that to something more meaningful. I'm going to go ahead and just put my name. Go ahead and save it and reload. And there we go. Now, while Titan, I want everything else to be centered. Or I don't like that font, right? So you can go, VS Code is nice, and it will tell you, it specifies a prioritized list of font family names or generic family names. So it will literally go through and choose which ones. I'm going to keep it where it's at. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and fiddle around with that. So now what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go ahead and do a value for the heading 2. I want you guys to go ahead and try heading 2, heading 3, as well as paragraph. And I will go ahead and give you guys a minute to do that. All right, so hopefully you guys paused the video and had a chance to do that. It's going to be super easy. We're basically going to just pretty much copy and paste what is up here already. So font size with a colon. We're going to do 30 pixels. Just press enter. For color, let's go ahead and choose one of the colors that we have on the Adobe site. Let's go ahead and use this green. Copy. All right, the font family. So nice thing about VS Code is you can kind of just, it'll give you a list, which is why I really like using VS Code. The IntelliSense is going to make your coding a lot easier even when you're loading. I'm going to go ahead and change this to... Let's use that one. All right, and you're going to go ahead and go through that to pretty much every single heading file. So to make this easier, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. Headings should be getting smaller as you go down. I'm going to go ahead and keep the -4 on each one. For heading 3, let's go ahead and do this other green. And then for the font family, let's go ahead and choose that one. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's go ahead and reload the page. And as you guys can see, we're starting to get the colors and everything like that. And then for paragraph, it's going to be the same exact thing. And I'm actually going to probably keep the information from right here. And the font size, it's our body. We want it to be smaller. Let's try 18. Save it. Go back. Reload. Perfect. And actually, that's actually might be a little bit too big for the body. Text, let's make that 12. And reload. Perfect. And now you're probably like, well, Titan, how do I make things centered? We're going to do that by using what's called a element class, and we're going to use the center class. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this here. And we're going to add it at the bottom of our style. I'm going to go through what kind of each one of these tags means. So the margin auto, that's going to basically make it where it's going to be auto all around. Width, 50%. Content area. Border, you don't have to have a border. Let's go ahead and change that to that really, really bright green to make it pop. So right here, go ahead and just copy and paste that. You can change it 2 pixels, 1 pixel. You could do 2.5. The padding, that's how much padding is going to be on each side. The background, so if we were to save this and go, you guys will see that the background now, it's not going to show. Hold on. Oh, I haven't done anything to do it yet. That will eventually change. We're going to keep that where it is, and then text align center. And that is it. Now, how do we get the how do we get that class down here in our body? You have to call it. So that is going to be what's called a div class. And at the very bottom of the body down here, we want to make sure it is before the body. You have to close tags in order. And now if we go over here, ta-da. So basically what we did is we set the HTML background color. We then set the body color. And now we are setting the middle color. And that blue is horrendous. Let's go ahead and use the same blue that we did to make it contrast a little bit. And then we also want to have the H1 heading, title be a head. That is just going to let the browser know that this is important. Oh my, wow, really? Come on. There we go. And then we are also going to have an address. So let's go ahead and add that. This can be a fictional address. So let's go ahead and add that right under the heading. And we are going to just go ahead and just make something up there. What's also important is the BR, which is a break, a line break. So it'll put everything on a separate line. And then we're going to close that bracket off for the address as well. And if we reload the web browser, now we have that. But now you're like, well, it's black. I can't read it. Well, let's go ahead and change that. You could change it up here. Same way as the other ones. So let's go ahead and I will go ahead and pause the video, guys. Take a moment and see if you can figure that out. All right, so hopefully you guys pause the video. Let's go ahead and change everything here. Let's change it to 14. Let's change the color to just white. And close that with a semicolon. Let's go ahead and save. And when we go back in our browser, there we go. Let's go ahead and also, while we are down here, after the address, let's talk about how to add an image. So to add an image, we are going to use the img tag. And the source for this is going to be placed, needs to be placed in your same folder. So let me open it from the other one and copy it. So that is what the picture is going to look like. And let me go ahead and copy and paste. So when you guys are doing HTML, you want to make sure that everything is in the same folder. And the same files are in that folder so you can reference it. So let me go ahead and reveal in File Explorer. Let's go ahead and paste that image right there. So you were telling it that in the HTML folder, there's your index, which is our main page, and then you are linking it to the picture of you. You need to make sure it's the same name. This alt text is important. So let's say somebody was vision impaired, you would want this to be there so it can read it. And then right here, so the width and the height you can change. So this picture is actually 600 by 600, but let's say we wanted it smaller. You can go ahead and change this. So I could change this to 150 and 150, save it, come back here on the web page, and there we go. So let's go ahead now and let's add some more information on the page. Let's change this to welcome, welcome to my page. And then for the about me, let's go ahead and we're going to do something that is called an unordered list. I'm just going to copy it from my code here from class. So what an unordered list is it pretty much puts it in bullets. It's not going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have to start the list with a UL tag and end it with a /UL tag. And then I'm just going to add some just random stupid facts about me in here. And for every list item, you need to have it open and close with an li, which means it is a list element, so the browser knows what to do with it. So you can type anything in here. I live in Colorado, USA. The second item, just make stuff up, guys. I have a Husky mix. Wow, that did not type right. And for the last one, just, and so now when we go and reload the page, you will see it's an ordered list. It is black. So how do you guys think we are going to change the style of that? If you guys are thinking to go back up here in the style sheet, in the style tag, you are absolutely correct. So we're going to go ahead and add a tag in here called li. Font size, we're going to pretty much keep the same as the body, just so it looks consistent. So that is 12 pixels. And then the font color is going to be color, and it's just going to be plain white. Close that off. Go back to your web browser and load it. And there we go. You can also change the font family, which again, since we've already used it, copy and paste above. Go ahead and press enter, paste that bad boy in, and there we go. And for the contact information, we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to do an unordered list, so we can pretty much just copy and paste. So, what we're going to do here then, I'm going to show you guys how to do a hyperlink. And so what we are going to do is I forget what that code, the tag is for that. Let me double check. And we can go ahead and use the A tag for that. So what we're going to do is, it's going to be the href equal URL. And then the link text is going to be here. Save that. Go back in here. Refresh the page, and right here, you click on it. That's not right. Save that. Now we go back and it should work. Oh, really? Really, computer? No, I did not want to do that. Now if we go back, it is linked to, should be linked to Google, but it is not working. So we will go ahead and fix that, or better yet, go ahead and pause the video, guys, and let me know if you guys can figure out how to fix it. We'll give you guys a second for that. All right, so down here, you have to do the HTTPS, and then I'm going to link that, go to the W3 Schools website. Let's go ahead and reopen that web page. Click on that, takes you there. And that is going to be, guys, how to do a very basic web page with some basic modifying and stuff like that. If you guys like the content, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Oh.